This section, we're going to also look into discipleship like the previous one. So now we want to understand what discipleship is all about in a deeper way. Now, if you go to the Bible in the book of Acts of Apostle, not Acts of Apostle, in the book of Mark chapter 3, from verse 13, Bible said something. And he went up into a mountain and called unto him whom he would, and they came unto him, and he ordained them 12, that they should be with him, and that he might send them forth to preach. Now, discipleship is someone, or is a program whereby someone is disciplined and is a follower and imitator of Christ. Now, where we read, say that Jesus Christ went to the mountain and he called those who he has chosen, or who he would call, and when he called them, he called them to be with him. So discipleship is all about being like Christ, because the more you be with Christ, the more you stay with him, the more you abide with him, that is the more his life influences your life. So a disciple is someone whose life is being influenced by God, whose life is being changed by God, and that cannot happen without being with him, without dwelling with him. Now, if you go to the book of John, when John was talking about Jesus Christ, when he was introducing Jesus to the people, he saw Jesus. He said, "Behold the Son of Man who takes away the sin of the world." Bible recorded that 2 of his disciples left him immediately and began to follow Jesus. And when Jesus turned around and looked at them and said, "Where are you going? What are you doing? Why are you following me?" The next question they asked Jesus is this: "Master, where is your abode?" So a disciple is someone that is dwelling with Christ, because the more you dwell with him, the more he disciplines you. What does that mean? Discipline, or being with Jesus, comes with discipline, which is another topic we're going to look into later on. Now, it's a discipline imitator and a follower of Christ. You can actually imitate someone you don't know. You can actually imitate someone you are not with. You can actually imitate someone that is far away from you. Now, discipleship is you imitating Christ. What does that mean? You have to be with Christ. And for you to be with Christ, for you to actually abide with him, you have to do away with those things that are not conducive for him, those things that will scare him away from you. Now, if you read the book of Psalm said, "Master, Lord, who will abide in your presence? Who shall dwell in your holy mountain?" Now, abiding in the presence of God, or being with him, that is the only criteria whereby we can imitate him. And now, when you read that book of Psalm 15, you find out that the Bible begins to list out those that can be able to abide in the presence of God. Is it those that speak the truth, those that do not harbor any wickedness, those that do not take bribe? He began to mention the qualities of those that can abide in the presence of God. So discipleship is all about doing away with those things that will take away the presence of God from you, so that you can be able to abide with him. So when you are saying that you are abiding with Christ, but you are still harboring those things that are not of Christ, you are not a true disciple of Christ. Now, when he met the disciple, when he met them, someone like Peter was a fisherman, but for him to actually follow Jesus, for Jesus to make him fishers of men, he has to leave his boat. He has to leave everything, his fishing tools there. Now, there are things in our life that the Lord is asking us to leave, but we can't leave it. And that's why we cannot become a disciple of Jesus Christ. So today, if you're making up your mind of becoming a disciple of Jesus Christ, you have to do away with so many things. And what are those things? Those things that are not of him. If you know those things that are not of him, those things that cannot allow him to be conducive abiding with you, you need to do away with them. That is the criteria of becoming his disciple. Thank you.